Hello folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. How y'all doing? We're out here at the Avon Park Field. Today we're going to be taking up the e-flite Clipped Wing Cub. I've added lights to the end of the wings. Double front landing lights, and then the green on the left and the red on the right, or opposite if you're facing the direct. If you're from the pilot's view, then they're the way they're supposed to be. Green on the right from the pilot's perspective. Let's do our, already done a range test. Let's do our control surface test. We got right aileron, left aileron, up elevator, down elevator, right rudder, left rudder. And real quick, let me ensure my AS3X is working. We're going to hit motor off. And it's working. I can hear them gyros. Now, this does have safe. I have safe select on here, but I do not have it turned on. I have it on a switch, but I'm not going to be using it. For me, safe is just too restrictive for me. But that's just me. But safe is wonderful for a beginner. Wonderful tool. Now this is just a simple 4-channel bird. I got a little vibration, probably something in my landing gear or something. Have not flown this plane in a hot minute, but I do love that starburst marking. Makes for a huge help. Huge help for orientation. Very nice eye edge there. Wind is pretty strong, about 10 miles an hour, right at my back right now. It's actually coming down the runway. Fly over the club here. Now this is to me, one of the better e-flite planes. It's a shame it's been discontinued because it is a great flying plane, but they made a whole lot of these, so I like to bring back some of these older e-flite planes, especially ones that stand a great chance for being brought back. The ones they made a lot of sales with, this is one of them. Oh, that wind. That's what you call a low, I'm not going to land pass.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
Now, into the wind, boy, she'll slow right down, that's for sure. Maybe well, once again. The only weak point on this plane, if you want to call it a weak point, is the landing gear. A lot of people had problems with the springs, and well, actually the little it's got a little crossbar type of situation going on. And lots of time, and it's just plastic over metal structure, and that plastic breaks and it looks bad, if I remember right. It's been a while since I've messed around with that landing gear, other than making sure it's okay, you know. There we go. Up. Up. Now see, if it had stayed on its tail, that would have been a perfect time for reverse thrust to back up. But this plane, when it was produced, they didn't even know, they didn't even have an idea of forward programming or the smart ESCs. I'm sure they were in the planning stages, but they hadn't come out yet. So no one would have thought about reverse thrust. And other ESCs and stuff had it, but anyways. All right, got 2.5 minutes. But real quick, since we've stopped here, motor off. Let me show you what I was talking about. Love that starburst. Boy, you can really see that. These little, there's a wire that runs through this plastic, and it's just a little L-shaped wire, and it hooks. It's very similar to the way the timbers are. This stuff here is just cosmetic, but it does give there's a certain amount of spring to it, so it does have some suspension, but understand, I mean, it does have some suspension, but understand it's very thin, and so when that would break, then you'd have to put some sort of spring or come up with something to, because otherwise then your landing gear would splay out like this and your prop would hit. So that was the only weak point. If they would have had stiffer, stronger springs, and you know, I can take off and that little bit of space right there. I'm running a 2700 3S. It's a 3S bird. 2200 is probably the most common. It's what it says in the book. 2200. I'm running a 2700. It'll run up to a 3200. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. That was an unintentional bounce and go. Once I bounced that hard, I figured, well, I'll just go ahead and take off again. So I ain't gonna claim that as planned, because that was not planned. Wind is really rocking her though. That's for sure. Get that tail up and take off. Yeah, that wind. Wind's even fighting the prop even. But yeah, but when you haven't flown a plane for a while, do a nice low pass right at me here. Just not to hit me. Oh, that's a good looking bird. Good looking bird. It's like, wind is like, ugh. I think I heard frickin' frack. My two sandhill cranes. I know that's the whole gaggle. I don't know if I know with a bunch of geese you say a gaggle of geese, but with cranes, what would you call them? All right, time's expired now.
Time expired.
All right, now
Motor off.
motor off. The great thing about this plane, which you can't tell me Horizon Hobby didn't know to do this with the timbers, this is a top loader. So hey, got a little magnetic hatch. You can see where I have that 2700 right there, right in the middle, about maybe a finger's length or a thumb length behind the motor there. So if you do pick up one of these planes, or you're able to find one, very simple plane to fly, simple plane to control. Isn't that the same thing there, Mr. Fat Guy Flies RC? But let's see. Now, yes, I do have a smart checker. 51% left. Okay, I could have flown another 3 minutes. All right, folks. Well, thank you so much for watching. This is Fat Guy Flies RC. That is the. I'm gonna show you real quick. See, that's the hatch. You put your tongue and groove in there, and well, all my stuff's in the way. Oh, the wind is starting to. Well, anyways, it just tongue and grooves in there, and the magnetics hold it down. And you look at the scale detail. You got these the dummy engine. You got suspension. Got those beautiful starbursts that makes it very easy to see. All right, folks, y'all have a good one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and God bless.